We've got another amazing AFC South matchup going on right now as the Houston Texans and CJ Stroud fly down to Jacksonville to take on Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, who are coming off a tough loss against the Super Bowl champs, Kansas City Chiefs. It was a good matchup, but definitely showed some early season flaws on how they can improve on. But spoiler alert now, is I don't think any of those flaws are going to have any effect on the overall outcome of this game because the Texans are a flaw. So what do you think the Texans have to do to have, honestly, really just a shot in this game today?
The biggest thing that I think the Chiefs were able to accomplish was they didn't let the Jags really convert in the red zone. And I think they had 2 4th-down turnovers as well, with the Jags trying to punch the ball into the end zone. And so for me, I think if they can come in, keep the Jags out of the end zone completely like the Chiefs did and hold them only to field goals, that to me I think is one way that the Texans can win this game. The one thing that I was really impressed with in that Jacksonville game was actually how competitive that defense was playing throughout 4 quarters. They only gave up they gave up 2 touchdowns, but they made the Chiefs really go down the field and earn it. And so and they were playing really competitive. They were getting after the passer really well. All of the catches were very competitive. In those games, those corners were sticking to those receivers really well. So it's going to be interesting, I think, to kind of see what the Texans are able to do and how much of a fight that they can really put up. But yeah, I think this Jags team, while they ended up losing last week, is going to be much better for it in the long run.
Well, especially to match yourself up early against the Super Bowl champs, where do you need to improve on? And so the Jags really like where they're going. It's very, very early in the season. They were able to cause a lot of turnovers against the Chiefs as well. And I think they're going to cause a lot more turnovers today. The Texans, they're just a young team. They're just in that rebuilding phase. CJ Stroud is still just going through the growing pains of an NFL rookie season on a rebuilding team. So I think if there's one area, I do think if Will Anderson and the defensive line can get after the Jags offensive line, Chris Jones had a field day last week, and he was even on a pitch count. Indianapolis Colts in week 1 were definitely able to exploit the offensive line at times as well. But I just don't see how the Texans can match up against all of the Jags' weapons that they have.
And even with that being said, like the Jags figured out the Colts defensive line in the 4th quarter pretty much. And then even then, like at the end of the game, the Jags were still moving the ball well against the Chiefs. They just were trying to score touchdowns and weren't settling for field goals, which I agree is the right decision. They were still just moving the ball well. They just maybe weren't finishing off those drives. And so for me, I just think that like that is where the Texans are going to have to totally stifle this Jags team. So let's get into predictions here. I'm going with the Jags, kind of for the same reasons, but they're just on a totally other planet, I think, right now than what the Houston Texans are. I mean, they hit on Trevor Lawrence. Calvin Ridley looks to be all that he was when he was in Atlanta. Evan Ingram is back. Christian Kirk and Zay Jones are fantastic complementary wide receivers to Calvin Ridley. And then Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby are a fantastic running back duo too. They do have the weakness on that offensive line, but that should be resolved in week 7 when
Cam Robinson
comes back. And then I was actually, again, pretty impressed with the Jags defense as well last week. So
yeah. I like how you said they hit on Trevor Lawrence. Just like they were the worst team. It's like they were more just kind of given, like, hey, you guys really suck. Like here's Trevor Lawrence. Like,
to be fair, the Browns drafted Baker Mayfield number 1 overall, and he's now playing on another team. He's on his 4th team in I think years.
That's a separate video.
But
in general, though, like Trevor Lawrence has been an absolute success, and I can't say this more.
You bet the favorite and win. You still won.
Yeah. Oh, I know. No, I just like giving you a hard time.
I'm just saying.
The Jags are going to win this game. This is almost, complete knock on wood, as sure of a thing, I would think, of all the games in week 3 that I can think of. Maybe Dallas at Cardinals. That's probably a sure thing. So not too much really to dissect in this one as well. It'll be fun to talk about if this game is close in our Sunday night live show at 8:15 every Sunday night. But in general, though, yeah, Jags are going to win this game. I'm going to say probably like something like 28-9.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 34-10. I do think that the Texans probably get a garbage time touchdown. So
perfect.
So yeah, but let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in this matchup. Is it going to be the Houston Texans or the Jacksonville Jaguars? Just go ahead and type in Jacksonville Jaguars down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.